Welcome back. This is the Pariah Podcast, episode 19. Shout out Nico Pepe. Shout out Young Messi.
Nah.
We're doing it all. Huge week of football. I think we all knew no matter what happened this weekend, it was going to be huge. That's just the kind of season we're having. Let's just get right into it. There's one topic I know there's a lot of anticipation about from one of our guests, but we're gonna ease into it this week. Let's start with something I really want to talk about, which is, as always, Arsenal. Huge,
Surprising.
huge grudge game this past weekend. This meant more than a Premier League match to me. This was about football as like a principle, as a moral uh right thing in this world. If Arsenal didn't win that game,
Mm.
uh my mental health would be at oh my God, I don't even want to think about it. But we did what we needed to do, smacked up Newcastle. I don't think anyone can have any doubts about that game. I don't think anyone could say we won because of a referee. I don't think anyone could say we won because of some unusual circumstance. We don't rely on those kinds of things. We also respect the referee, and we also take the
Oh
three
my
points.
God.
Um, it
Oh,
was beautiful. The hated and very much besmirched Kai Havertz got on the scoring list. Great games from literally everyone. Even though we did concede a goal, I don't think there was much to be done about that goal. What did you guys think of the game?
you got an Ibs.
Yeah, man. I personally didn't see the game live, but I watched every minute of it after my work. And man, the way we smothered them from the very first minute,
I
like
had to crack open a window, dude. It was getting suffocating in my room.
that first long kick by Raya into Havertz's path and him getting that corner out of it just set that precedent for that game. We were not playing around, man. We went in there, suffocated them. Like they didn't have a single answer to our gameplay. Almost
Which
as
is
if like,
crazy. I
yeah,
found it kind of hilarious how easy it was to just pass through them. Like that pass to Odegaard was
yeah.
the easiest thing ever. Like they would just watch the ball go to him. It was nuts.
Yeah, I almost felt like the what we were, I guess, may have not done in the past. The amount of players we had pressing in for toward the box was like unpredictable. Like I didn't see us play the way we played in Newcastle like before. Like we would obviously like progress our play slowly, guided through our midfielders, but literally all of our players were just bombing down the
Is this
line.
the same 11 you guys have been using recently? Like consistently, like here we are starting
Well,
and stuff?
well,
Well,
Trossard got
George
dropped and
and
Jorginho
Jorginho
played,
came.
Oh,
and
J5,
boy did J20 come to play
J20.
because holy, he won man of the match.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And I think every game he's played lately, he's been man of the match. Besides that one error he made against Spurs,
Yeah.
I think he's been exceptional this season. And
Hmm.
every time I see praise for him, it's always like, oh, what he lacks in physical ability, he makes up for his passing. Very true, his passing's great. Bro, I'm not noticing a lack in physicality.
You
He went
know,
toe to toe with Newcastle's midfield and won. Like,
for sure. You know what does like what does still I still have a question about physical on Jorginho is because he drops these 10 out of 10 games, but Arteta doesn't like play him like consecutive
Full
games.
90.
he
Oh,
can't go back to back.
Yeah, he can't go back
But
to back.
that's a
That's
given. But when he's playing, I don't
yeah.
think he looks tired. He does that
No,
thing where he
yeah.
puts his head down and sprints. Martinelli and Havertz actually made fun of him on the bet. It was hilarious. I've
Because
been waiting for someone to point out why do you do that?
I think he benefits a lot also. It's the same thing at Chelsea when he had a guy like N'Golo Kante and now he has a guy like
mm,
Declan Rice who just eats ground up. So like Jorginho is allowed to play in like smaller spaces. He can just kind of he can ease on the ball. Much
mhm.
for like
I agree.
Declan Rice will just cover it all for him.
I agree. But you know what's also crazy? And it's kind of like an oxymoron. Even though Rice is giving him defensive solidity,
Hmm.
Jorginho being there allows Rice to push forward a lot more. Like
Yeah.
there were 4 or 5 times that game where Rice said, "Screw it, bro. I'm taking on 5 people. Like I'm just gonna run."
Yeah.
And it didn't even work out most of the time. But the fact that that's an option for us, it's like when Havertz plays there, when you have Trossard playing there, when Vieira plays there, Rice knows it's him or bust, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, Jorginho, although he thrives in non-defensive roles, he can cover a possession, right? Like he can be there if needed. So it's just like a super symbiotic relationship going on in
Yeah.
midfield. I wish, to Neb's point, he could play these back-to-back games. We could have really used him against Porto. But my thought with this whole thing is like, dog, like all due respect to Jorginho, imagine Partey healthy in this team. It's raps, man. Like if we could get that guy to play a football game, not get arrested, and play 2 consecutive games and not tear his ACL or something, it could be very much over for the rest of the league.
Is there a status update on him? Is there like a location?
Yeah, he trained. I
He
think
trained, yeah.
I think he'll be I think he'll be in the squad next weekend, and I think he should be playing against Porto on the 12th.
I think
That seems like a scary game to throw him back into, man.
no, yeah, for sure, man.
No,
I
you know
think
why?
Jorginho needs to play that game for
You know
sure.
why I think
Yeah,
he
me
needs to play
too.
that game? Because the one sore spot I'll always have for Partey, he is one of the only elite players that signed for us when we didn't have Champions League football. And from day one, he said, I want to play Champions League with Arsenal. Have his return be Champions League with Arsenal. That I feel like that'd be
Man.
very poetic. I also want to give a huge shout out to the guy we've been talking about. Pariah Pod is always first on these things. I see people talking about it now.
who?
Jacob Kivior. That
Oh,
kid is special, man. He got his goal.
little Kiwi.
Yeah, little Kiwi, man. He got his goal. You could see how much it meant not only to him but the rest of the squad. The way they celebrated with him, it was like finally, like because he's been on the unlucky side of things. He scored that
Yeah.
own goal against Liverpool, but he really works hard. His wife's the twerking champion of Europe, and he got his goal.
And he's
I
been
think, yeah,
patient.
she deserves it. She deserves it.
Yeah, she works hard too.
I think he's been patiently waiting for his chance, and man, he took his chance. Like,
Bro,
like
you don't
he grabbed
understand. This is how much of a nerd I am with this kind of thing. I be getting hyped off of squad competition. We haven't had this, bro. Like last
Yeah.
season, we balled out, but we had a starting 11 and then a bunch of bums. There's competition for places this season. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Trossard, Martinelli, who's gonna start? Trossard, Jesus, who's gonna start? Havertz, Jesus, Havertz, Vieira. When Partey comes back, Rice, Partey, like the center backs, the right back when Timber's healthy, the left back with Kivior. Like, there's Ramsdale with Raya. There's competition literally every position, bar probably like Odegaard and Saka, I would say.
Yeah.
So I think it's only good things for the squad. Anything else on that?
I think we can quickly talk about Rio Ferdinand's comments
Oh.
since we're in Arsenal.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
inform me,
the
'cause
one
I have
person
not
we
been
didn't
keeping up
give
with him.
credit to for that win is Mikel Arteta, who, he's ever present. On a podcast, Rio Ferdinand had the audacity to say that if Man United called Arteta today, not 5 years ago, not 10 years ago, that Arteta would walk into the Arsenal locker room and say, it's been a fun ride, guys. I have to go. Fars, thoughts?
Okay, I would love to get the context of that.
The context was literally the Arsenal fan in the room going, Arteta would never go to you guys. He said, no, I think if we were to call him, he would pack up and leave. Like, that's genuinely.
He said,
No,
you
that's
just
wild.
said,
That's wild.
that's
That's
freaking wild.
That's wild.
He's going
I
mental.
get the idea that he's trying to say United is that the club, even though they haven't been that club for some time, like the face of maybe the history of Premier League. He's trying to like big up his own team. But that's wild. I can't even try to give you the devil's advocate on this.
That would be me. That's literally me asking my landlord to increase my rent for no reason. Like that's me moving into a worse house and asking to pay more rent. Like the grind is never that.
I respect it though. I mean, I don't want Rio Ferdinand like starting to like praise other teams like that. I like that he's a bit delusional.
I think
Yeah.
like
It's good
yeah.
content, honestly.
I think
Listen.
the hate towards Arsenal is literally making us thrive. Like we are going into games like knowing that hey, there's people that are against us, there's agendas against us, and we're gonna prove all them wrong.
And again, it's a mutually beneficial thing. I think there's entire media personalities who have built careers off hating Arsenal, and
Yeah.
it's
But
our
dude,
own
we spoke
fault.
about this last week. Like
Yeah.
United and Liverpool literally are all over English media. Like they
Yeah.
have pundits. Like even I was listening to like some of the English broadcasts of the League Cup final, and it was like Neville, Carragher, like all Liverpool and United players just like constantly like shitting on us the whole game. And I was like, okay, this is
Yeah.
not necessary. Like I don't know how, but that's just how it is. Like these guys have such a wide range of just delusional takes, but like just because they're famous, they get to say it. So it's annoying, dude. I hate
But
it.
it's also on us as fans, bro. Arsenal fans, yo, we gotta do better, guys. Like somebody with 12 followers could say something bad about us, and there's gonna be 30 Arsenal profile pictures underneath just waging war against their parents. Like
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. We take the bait every time. Have
It comes
some
with the territory, dude.
have
I
some
Yeah.
remember
charm, bro.
Liverpool had the same thing when Liverpool were kind of like starting to fly high a few years ago. Like their fans just they were simultaneously like the best team in the world and like they had the best players in every position, but they're still the underdog. It was like a weird position to be in.
It's nuts, bro. But hey, I am a part of the problem, so I'm not gonna hate on us too hard. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Rio Ferdinand also got in the news for the comments saying Saka is not world class. We've already established on this podcast we're not going to entertain silly semantical debates on Bukayo Saka. He's simply him. But I don't know if you guys saw. Ferdinand ended up on the same plane to Porto as a lot of Arsenal like media people and Arsenal fans, and the entire plane started chanting Bukayo Saka's
It's
world
that
class.
guy.
And to the point where they had to get on the intercom and have Rio be like, guys, let's just calm down. But to his credit, he didn't back away. He maintained that he's not world class yet. And I gotta salute him for standing up to a plane full of people in an enclosed chamber, 30,000 feet in the air. That takes a lot of girth and tonnage. But moving along. Oh, I did want to say, I don't like Newcastle fans. Like, I was thinking back on it, and like we were getting trolled, right? But like I was thinking, like, what was their angle? Like, were they like, haha, we cheated? Or was it like, haha, we benefited off of a mistake? Like, I feel like the angle should have been, and something I didn't see, like, oh, we won because we're better than you. I don't think I saw that once back then.
Back then, yeah, I remember they were just very happy that the refs, gave them the decision. Alan Shearer was like saying, "Well done, ref."
Yeah.
Like it was something that
Every club needs that one spokesperson that's just a bit crazy. And Alan Shearer does a
yeah.
good job. Alan Shearer does a good job for that.
Yeah, I know. But I was
But
looking
I'd be worried for Newcastle though. Like the talk of them like needing to like
dude.
raise up some
Yeah.
funds and like bad form at the same time. Like it could be like one of those like old, like when Fulham was in the Champions League one year. Like Newcastle
Yeah.
had like their one year and then they're just kind of back into
Boom.
Yeah, what a crazy shift in momentum.
Right?
yeah.
And man, I'm not gonna lie, I called it.
You
You did call it. You did call
You
it.
did call it,
You
dude.
did call it.
Aziz was
Yo,
freaking out. I haven't seen
flexing
that
12
man.
weeks early is crazy, but I'm gonna let you have that.
I don't know if y'all have been noticing, but Aziz has slowly been shifting to a Liverpool fan over the
Oh
last couple weeks.
yeah.
Oh my
He-
god.
Allegiance,
He
man.
hit into the bush and he's coming back out a different person. But that's neither here nor there. Speaking of club spokespersons, John Terry, after the League Cup final concluded, posted a picture of himself naked with the League Cup covering
No
his
shot. I
crotch.
missed that.
What? But I thought that was a great segue. The League Cup
That's
final.
a terrible segue, dude. What do you want me to do?
The League Cup final did happen this past weekend, and unfortunately for Forest, Chelsea did lose 1-0 in extra time to an imperious Virgil van Dijk header. Listen, if I understand correctly, I believe there were 5 academy kids on the pitch for Liverpool when Liverpool did score their winner. Um, Forrest, thoughts on the game?
What do you want me to say, dude? Ask me a question. Ask me any single question
Okay,
in the
let me let
world.
me let me let me read you a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, that's good.
So I posted the day of the loss on
Hmm.
TikTok, right? And I said it was a little meme about what Jurgen Klopp might have said to his team of children to motivate them to win against a 1 billion-pound squad and it miraculously working, right?
Hmm.
And someone said Chelsea is not a 1 billion-dollar team. They spent 1 billion, but their assets are nowhere near 1 billion today. I think you would agree with that statement, correct?
Yeah, 100%.
Let's play a fun game though. How much was that 11 worth, do you think, at the current market rate?
Oh, well, you're saying like actual price or like
If
each
you
player's
sold
value?
them, if you sold them today, what is each one worth? Combine it for the 11 and spit out a value. It should be over 1 billion if the maths, but the math isn't mathing.
Why are you doing this to me, bro?
Man,
I
that's
can't.
a that's a
I
difficult
can't.
question, bro.
I can't even process like how
Much,
many
much.
who even started, dude.
Let me give you another
I
one.
will say I will say that the values of all our players have definitely
Definitely.
they're reaching a rock bottom.
But let
And
me ask you this: do you think
mhm,
you deserve to win this game?
I don't
I
think
think,
we
Can I
deserve to
say
win, but
something?
I thought we had several
yeah,
more chances in the 90 minutes
yeah,
and we should have scored several times. But
yeah,
the manner and how we lost like exacerbated everything. It made it 10
yeah.
times worse because he put on the youth. We obviously started playing for penalties way too early in extra time.
Hmm.
And yeah, and then seeing like kind of what you would wish Chelsea had done when they had all their young players and then they sold them all to sign, 12-year-old Brazilians. Is you see Liverpool winning and like they're taking a squad photo with like 20 academy players and it was multiple like punches at the end of that
Yeah,
game because I like as with like neutral you're just like it's just a league cup, you can take that loss on the chin, but with everything we have been through the last 2 seasons, losing that in that way was
hmm,
so painful, genuinely painful.
yeah,
Dude, I'm gonna say the thing that should be said. Chelsea should have won that game.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I think we talked about this months ago and we were like, oh my God, Chelsea versus Liverpool in the final. Liverpool are gonna smoke them.
Mokum, yeah.
The stars perfectly aligned for you. Half their team died before the game.
Mhm.
Like literally. And then you get out on
Insane.
the pitch, and obviously anything could happen, and you looked like the better team. Your team was playing good
Oh
football.
my
You
God.
created plenty of chances. Even in the 91st minute of regulation, there was like that ping pong session in the box. How
Yeah.
those shots didn't go in. I know football is a game of fine margins, but there were so many chances like that throughout the game. I would argue you had every right to win that game. So what perplexes me is how you go into extra time and you're the team that
It
submits
looks
to
and looks
Liverpool's will.
tired, dude. It looks exhausted.
It's nuts, bro. It's like we say that, like we've been saying that, hey, the players have a lot of responsibility here. It's not on the coach.
Hmm.
Poch came out with comments after the game that, oh, we thought the penalties would be better for us. That tells me that's a coaching decision. That's not the players just downing tools. That's a situation where you have to ask questions of the coach. Like,
I agree with you. I've been talking about this like obviously off the podcast and stuff for a minute with just like other Chelsea fans and just reading the tweets, and it's so divided right now. It's insane. Like if you were just to walk into some of the Chelsea spaces right now, every fan has a
Hmm.
different opinion on who's to blame, and it's
Hmm.
been like that for a while. But like again, whenever you lose, it's just 10 times worse. I don't think I really want to give Poch some type of like lifeline here, but he
Hmm.
puts himself in a tough position. That whole 90 or 30 minutes extra time, we looked bad. look tired. And I'm just like, how are we the team that looks exhausted when we had, more days of rest, when we are playing in less competitions? Doesn't make sense. And then those comments, like I was just like, I was about to just like log off and like, okay, I'll deal with this another day. And then for him to come out and just kind of be like, yeah, we were just gonna, do that. And we did the same thing against City too. Again, playing it safe early.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
disappointing, dude. It's just like, and it's for a League Cup, like, but
And
I don't
him
know.
saying after the game, "Oh, Liverpool lost a Europa League final and a Champions League
Yeah,
final
I
before
know,
things
I
went."
know.
Dude, these cuck managers in Poch and Ten Hag constantly
Hmm.
forcing comparisons onto themselves with managers that are far superior. Bro,
Hmm.
it's like
It's
such an
embarrassing.
unnecessary, embarrassing
I
thing
think
to
he's
do.
doing it. I think he's literally doing it just so he can like show, like put pressure on the people that control his fate to be like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the public to agree that it takes time. And I want him to get that time, but in the manner that he's asking for it,
Yeah.
it's really like embarrassing as a Chelsea fan to be like, oh, just give us more time. These guys, this guy did this guy did that. Like when we're not showing any progress on the pitch and all the things with the signings and getting rid of academy players, like the connection you're having to the club is like kind of withering away. And yeah, I feel the same way, honestly. I don't know. I want us to, figure it out, but it's gonna take a minute.
Dude, I said before the game that like if Liverpool were to lose, it could cause like a significant shift in momentum and it could have like more compounding
For
effects and just
us.
no. I was saying for Liverpool, like if they had lost, it would be
Uh,
a bad moment for them, right? Like,
I genuinely don't think so.
but now,
I've always sorry to like cut you off there, but I
yeah,
always felt that like Klopp has really not rated these competitions that much, just off of years of him playing a lot of youth, like more youth than
Yeah.
expected. And I think they would have just, taken it on the chin. Like we probably would have needed it more. Just something
and
to
that's
show
what
for a
I'm trying to
season.
say now. I think that loss somehow with this already really poor season
Hmm.
is going to have even more negative effects. Like I look at the squad's reaction when the winner goes in. There's four players that turn around and start immediately yelling at Mudryk for
Yeah.
not covering, like
And I think Chalobah was supposed to be marking him. If you watch the playback,
yeah.
it was
No,
just,
it's because Mudryk was supposed to like be the first man, and you
mm.
could argue that like he probably should have or tried harder to get to it, but like
Bro, it's
hitting it on the
Madrid.
dude's
Dude, look at the chances that we had, man. I don't know how you
I
could just fall
know.
apart on
bro.
the one goal. Like Gallagher had two times he was played in. Sterling's whatever, like, I don't even care his offsides. Jackson had a couple of chances. Like these are shots you have to put
Cole
away.
Palmer, man. That one's the most clear cut.
Yeah, that
And
was clear.
again,
Great save, but like just go put it in the corner. I don't know.
uh,
And Kunku, like all these guys, they need to look at themselves and be like, we are the reason we
no, for
lost.
sure, man. Like I feel like the narrative, like, yeah, you can blame Poch for the defensive play style after the extra time, but bro,
Mm,
he set up that game. They should have taken at least one chance. Like once that one chance goes in, I feel like Liverpool wouldn't have
mm. That
Floodgates
pressed
might
as
have
hard,
struck.
played as hard. They wouldn't. I think they would have just accepted it, like, okay, we're gonna lose this, and Chelsea
Yeah,
would have seen it out. Um, and I didn't like the subs either. The Mudryk and Madueke on taking Jackson out. Jackson looked like the only lively player. Like he was going at Konate, he was getting something
yeah,
out of him, surprisingly. And then those guys come on, and neither of those guys are just. They're both at such early stages of what a winger should be that it
yeah.
was it's bad, bro. We have so many assets that are just like either you got to flip them or you got to give them time, and you can't afford to do either.
Yeah. It's
uh,
just like you need couple results. Like this was the result that you needed to go for yourself. Like this would have catapulted you guys into a great end of the season, I feel
I
like.
wouldn't. I don't even know if I would go that far, but I think we just mentally we needed it, man. Like these
Yeah.
guys are fed up with this. I could tell they're fed up on the pitch. Every player looks angry at every player, like if they said, and like when they're walking up getting the what's it called, the runners up medals, and they're everyone's like roasting them. I know
Enzo
these guys
know.
are pissed.
Enzo thinks he's hard, bro. I don't know. I love when players act like they're gonna do something to the fans. He ain't going.
No, they
Bro, what did you think
I can't
about
even.
what did you think about Poch avoiding bully?
I look, that's just one of those things that like we'll never know because someone came out and said, "Oh, it was not his intention to do that." That also seems like a
No.
PR. It seems like a PR thing.
But
You
also, I
Chelsea.
I did eyeball analysis. I don't think he saw him, to be
No
honest.
shot,
Yeah.
bro. Maybe he was turned around. I did see him like, you know,
I,
move
I
his.
I wouldn't look into it too much, but right now, also you'd be surprised how fast our journalists get stuff out, man. I swear, when Chelsea
Mm.
want to have some type of narrative push out, like the three same guys will release an article saying like, "Oh,
That
Chelsea
law.
feel very satisfied with Pochettino's
Oh
performance.
yeah.
Leeds is the game he needs to win, to keep going." Like these come out like seconds after the loss. It's ridiculous. Like they don't want to give up on him, but in the way, like I don't know.
I think it's the right course of action, honestly. Like firing him now, sacking him now is not the move you want to go with. Like,
No, I'm with you.
yeah, I think see it
I
out and
I couldn't even imagine who would
yeah.
try and come in to like take over this dude.
It's like that meme of Childish Gambino walking in with the pizza. Just
Yeah.
everything's on fire.
Last
Tuchel,
year,
Tuchel,
last year we
Tuchel.
went through three managers. People forget that.
Tuchel back.
Yeah. Tuchel
Tuchel
We had
back.
back.
we had Tuchel, Potter, and Frank Lampard. Like, and now
Yeah.
we're on our fourth manager, dude. We cannot go to five. It's too early to hit five, man.
100%, man.
There's been a fun little tweet that's gotten a little viral.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let me
Chelsea
know.
fan tweeted, "We're becoming the new Arsenal."
Oh,
And
hey. Oh,
immediately
no.
every Arsenal fan was like, "Hell no."
I
When the
wish,
ugly
dude.
bitch calls you twin.
Bro, what is he implying? Like Arsenal of like the 2010s, like
Yeah.
finishing fourth, dude. You know how badly I would take that
That's what
if
I'm
the
saying. I
dude, if the
think,
next 10 years we were allowed to finish fourth every year and just FA Cup here and there, I would take that over this anytime, dude. This
dude,
type of chaos.
if you had given Arsene Wenger £1 billion in 2008, he might have created some like AI footballers. He might have won a sextuple, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. I thought that was hilarious. But
I
yeah,
I
go ahead.
think clubs like this, clubs like Chelsea spending billions restores a little bit of balance in football. Like, like it's
Yeah,
not all about money, man. It's about finding the right talent,
that was a
using your
great equalizer.
strengths,
I just wish Brighton kept being good because that
Yeah.
would have been like the
Oh, thank
perfect
God.
like counter
Thank
weight. You
God.
know what I mean? Like, oh, money bad, no
Well,
money good.
Aston Villa out there. They're holding a little strong.
Aston Villa is up there. But before we wrap on Chelsea, someone called you out directly, Forrest. I want you
Ooh.
to look
Yeah,
at
I
the
saw
camera
this.
and address him. Big Daddy Abu said, "I need Forrest's opinion on today's game, please. He's been off the grid." He's saying you're
Okay,
ducking,
first
bro.
of all, Adam, yeah, I'm gonna use your government name. This
Oh,
guy, this guy was blowing up my phone the whole time. Like, and I was talking to him like, bro, this is embarrassing loss. So I wasn't off
Yeah.
the grid. Okay,
Right.
did I choose not to address some of the claims I made earlier, saying we were gonna like beat the shit out of you? Maybe, but I did respond to you, so I'll give him that. And congratulations on the League Cup, bro. It's the only trophy you'll have this season. Thank
wow.
Oh,
you, thank
shots
you.
called, shots called.
Imagine they
Yeah.
walk out of here 1 out of 4. Oh, funny as hell. I did want to bring this up. This is the funniest comment I think I've ever seen. Um, I made a video last week where we were saying, well, I was saying that, hey, like Liverpool are top of the league with now 11 games to go and the
Mhm.
easiest schedule. No matter circumstances, it's theirs to lose, right? Some guys commented, like Liverpool fans commented that, hey, like our people are injured. And I responded back. I was like, yeah, but like we had injuries. Da, 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 da. Like
Mhm.
Arsenal's case last season. He was trying to say Arsenal had one injury. It's like, okay, factually incorrect, but whatever. His reply killed me, bro. Like
What do you think?
What
this
do you say?
guy,
What do you say? What do
this
you
guy
say?
said, well, our team's injured, but we're still competing in 4 competitions, unlike Arsenal, who thought they had bigger fish to fry. Hear me. Let's look at the 4 competitions. The Premier League, the FA Cup, the EFL Cup, and the Europa League.
Yeah.
Come
He
on,
tried
man.
flexing. This is what's even crazier to me. Your club has 6 Champions Leagues that my club have 0 of. That was a
Yeah.
layup. Like if a
Yeah.
Liverpool fan ever wants to just shit on an Arsenal fan, that's all you gotta say. Why are you flexing your Europa League
Oh
qualification to the
man.
round of 16 on me, bro? I was like, It'd be like Elon Musk going to Africa and trying to flex like a mud hut to like a
Stop
starving
it,
child with a
dude.
bigger mud
Stop
hut.
it.
Like you have the thing to flex, just flex that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I
My
thought that was
God.
hilarious. But if that's everything on Chelsea,
I was gonna say though, I want to ask you guys if you know when you watched the game, or did any of those youngsters they brought on or started like stand out to you aside from maybe Connor Bradley?
the striker, that kid did,
Dance?
that kid did not look scared. I
Yeah, he
think
looked he looked decent.
I think youth strikers are probably the most difficult products to develop in the Premier League. I
Mhm.
can't think of any in besides I don't know if you consider Marcus Rashford a striker. I don't personally, right? I can't think of one besides Eddie and Ketia out of the top six that's done it. And the only successful example for him, who is a tremendous success, is Harry Kane, who also needed loans away to grow and develop. I think the pressure of playing striker for one of these big clubs as a kid is insane. And the fact that he got brought on for a debut in the final and didn't look completely lost was really impressive to me.
Yeah.
But
That's what I'm
other than
saying,
that,
man, dude. We had that, dude. We had a Tammy Abraham at our club. We had all these youth guys, and just yeah, I want to reiterate that, man. That picture at the end actually like kind of broke me because we took a
Mhm.
photo like that with the Champions League and seven Cobham graduates holding that Champions League trophy, and
yeah,
we threw it all away.
it
I'll
was
never understand that, man. I'll never understand that.
it was Hudson Odoi,
Hudson
Ruben
Odoi,
Loftus
Loftus
Cheek,
Cheek, Christensen, Mount,
Tamori,
Tamori, Tammy Abraham, and I'm missing one more. Billy
uh,
Gilmore, I think.
Billy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even though, like, I'm not saying these guys are like gonna win you a Premier League, but they would like we finished fourth with a group of young players.
You
Like
still also
we would be in the conversation of
Yeah.
top six with a team from Cabo. Much better than the situation right now.
you still also had Livermento, and I
Hmm.
believe you had an option or something on Lamptey.
Yeah.
You
Mark
had
Mark Guehi,
Mark
Mm.
Guehi.
Lewis Hall, Ian
Oh
Matson,
my
who yeah.
God, bro.
Dominic Solanke. He was a while ago, but yeah.
And you
Tough,
had
tough.
What what's it
pre-injury
what's
Broha.
what's it looking like
Yeah.
right now? Like who you got right now in your academy? I'm sure there's some ballers in there.
There are. Will they ever get a chance? I don't know. The only guy starting for us obviously is Colwill. And
Yeah.
and we have like I still think some of the young guys are still good. I still like our
Mhm.
I thought our goalie was good. Petrovic
Mhm.
is young.
Yeah,
Gusto, I still
I
like
like that
Gusto.
guy a lot. And
Mhm.
also shout out to the substitute goalkeepers, both Karius and Kelleher. I know Karius held four, but I don't think any of those four were like his fault. Even
Hmm.
for the own goal, he makes a crazy save off that initial header from Gabriel. I know we're not talking about those guys, but like
Kelleher was
goalkeepers,
ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, he
yeah.
He
was.
was going dummy, dude.
I
Liverpool, man.
dude, Chelsea's like the craziest what if in the worst way. Like I think what if for most football fans is a new owner comes in, deletes all your debt and commits to spending £1 billion on a youth
Yeah.
Insane.
project. Like that's the dream. And
Yeah.
instead, your
Insane.
what if is, oh, what if we just didn't do that and
Do
we just
that.
stuck to what we had?
Oh my God.
It's
It's the best thing you've ever said, man. What if we just didn't do any of this?
Yeah.
We would be so
arguably
much better, man.
we'd be better. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you
And
look at
like
play.
to like just the point, like when you were watching academy players play, the connection you have is just so much better, man. Even when you're losing,
Yeah.
you're like, well, at least you know that kid looked good out there. You know, he got to play. Like I can't even imagine what it feels like for like I think that that dance kid, his dad used to be a footballer as well. Or who
Yeah,
was I talking about? Who was that one clip where like Klopp was with a young player? Oh, was that dance as well? Klopp was with a young player, and then Luton's coach came up to him, Luton's coach, and was like, "Oh, I played against his dad." I don't know if you guys
yeah.
saw that
They
clip.
they said the scouting requirements for Liverpool's academies, you have to have some vague resemblance to a footballer that played in the '60s or something.
No, but yeah, but I'm just like, dude, like and I hope it works out at Liverpool. I genuinely hope these young players, you know, get to play on the first team or you know get moves elsewhere. Chelsea it just seems like they're just gonna keep pushing them out, you know, make that pure profit. It's kind of
Hmm.
dystopian, but
Dude.
yeah, it's sad, sad
Yeah,
parallel right now.
it's really mind-boggling because it's like I get selling the youth kids for pure profit, but you're balancing the books to go sign more risky young talents. Like you
Mhm.
have the thing you're looking for at home. It's it's like we got food at home, and you really do got food at home. That's good.
And
Like
I always try reasoning with myself, like, okay, why would they do this? Right? These are professional executives at a football club. These are billionaires, also like giving the free reins. What is the justification for selling, like again, with Lewis Hall, like letting Lewis Hall go? He's 18 for an obligation, and then bringing in David Washington from Brazil, who's playing in the academy right now, who was playing first team in Brazil. Like,
I
what do we
I
gain
think
from
dare
that?
I say it? It's arrogance.
no, I think it's because they're thinking as like Enzo, player like Caicedo, they've already established themselves in the world scene. So
Mhm.
I think what he predicted is, hey, I can get these numbers, their value up much easier than the academy players you have. Like your academy players really have to perform to get their value up. But these players, like even if they perform like baseline level, like their value
But
since
I
they bought
think
at a level.
this kind of thinking is literally a Brighton model. And I know there's all these jokes about how we are becoming Brighton. We bought all their staff, all their players, but why are we doing the work of the mid-table club? You know, Liverpool used to treat Southampton like, hey, when this guy's ready, we're just gonna,
Yeah,
take him
Yeah,
over. Why
give
are we doing that work as well? Why are we
yeah.
developing the young players and also spending 100 million on the young players? I
and,
don't. It doesn't make
and
sense.
and Nibs, I disagree. I think like even if you're looking at it like a player arbitrage model where you're trying to
Hmm.
flip these guys,
Hmm.
if you buy a midfielder for the Premier League record fee, how
Mhm.
much higher can his price go? It can honestly only go down. He either
I think.
lives up to the potential because the potential is priced
Hmm.
in, or he
Hmm.
doesn't and it goes
I
down.
think. I think. Bowley is like betting on the prices market just shooting up, like as years progresses. Like he
No,
doesn't.
he's
He
like
doesn't.
hoarding, like
Yeah, he really thinks like players are gonna
wrong.
start going for 200, $300 million in the future. So that's
I
I
But
mean,
think
so
what
much
he
maybe.
of
was.
so much as that is now contingent on developing these young players the right way. We
Exactly.
had we
Yeah.
had three players like cut their loan short in January. That is
Yeah.
extreme poor management, dude. If you can't even have the young players developing right and you just have like 40 guys on the books that are now under 20, there is no long-term plan. You're not going to make money off these guys. Your big money signings are losing value and you're losing games. That's the craziest thing. If we were winning games, none of this is a conversation, dude. But
Yeah. Yeah.
you lose, you keep losing, and then everyone's like, "Oh, now let's actually take a reason why." It's not just like covering the cracks. Now we're actually looking. It's all broken on the inside.
I think what Bully did could figure in all of his like thoughts and
Mhm.
theories is what if we lose? he just he just expected, hey man, you bring him up, we're gonna win, we're gonna shoot these prices up, but he just didn't think about, hey, what if it goes south? Like he just
Dude,
didn't think
I
about
I
that.
really think it's a lot of American arrogance. He said, "I'm gonna come into this sport
Yeah.
and school these guys on how it's done," and
I was done,
it
yeah.
has blown up in his face.
Yeah.
Do you remember how
Dude.
every like Chelsea fan used to be like, "Oh, dude, we found a loophole, 9-year contract. Oh, dude, we're
Yeah,
all like econ
congratulations,
majors."
yo,
Man,
congratulations.
So
I'm not gonna
stupid,
lie,
man.
y'all had me in the first half. I was
Yeah, I was
terrified,
scared. I
dog.
was scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. When you signed
Dude,
Enzo, I was scared because I just finished watching that dude hoop at the World Cup, and I was like, "Damn, they got one." And now you got a guy attempting back heels when
oh
his
my
team.
God.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God. Don't even remind me of that chant. I forgot about that, dude. I deleted that from my
Dude,
mind.
these new players just chase Twitter highlights, man. They're not even here to win games. Enzo's
He probably
here.
didn't even, whoever was in front, he probably didn't even trust them to score. He was just like, you know what? I got to do some shit because the
Yeah.
regular shots aren't working. Let's pull that move out.
It's nuts. I know we talked about Chelsea a lot. Praise to Liverpool. I think that win is a crazy momentum boost because now you got a bunch of
Yeah.
kids that know they can do it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
years later, when Klopp is gone, and if any one of those kids goes on to have a career, they can go back and say that dude trusted me when I don't think many coaches would.
Dude,
Right?
I know
Like
the feeling at the club is just so nice right now. Like high
it's
morale. Oh, and when I saw like the senior players celebrating and you were like all the injured guys running onto the pitch.
dog. I saw Nunez hitting speeds. I don't think he's hitting the game.
I think they asked Klopp about that too. He's like, I'll
And he
check
was
with the
Yeah.
like,
medical team.
yeah, we got to reevaluate
We
because
got,
I'm noticing, man, all these injuries. I don't know.
uh,
Also, also, look, I know Gravenberch got injured halfway through the game, and in extra time people were tired, so he had to sub in a bunch of kids. I keep before this game, I kept hearing, "Oh, Liverpool has 10 starters out." That's just a lie. They
It was
didn't.
probably like four.
Yeah.
I was like, "What? I'm seeing
Nah,
plenty
when
of starters out there right now."
yeah, they had a solid first.
I
I
think
honestly think they had a solid first team. Like it
I
wasn't
think
like
I
The
think
team that
crazy.
started the
Liverpool
game was
Yeah.
good. It was fine.
Yeah.
I think
Liverpool
minus
fans just
Salah,
think
Trent, and yeah, go ahead.
they think they have 22 starters is what I'm under the impression of, which is not
I
the
mean,
case.
I'm not even any place to brag on them or dash on them, bro. They can have whatever they want, bro.
But they're right. Their game changers are out. Salah, Trent,
Yeah.
Allison. Without them, it's very impressive. Not to take any credit away, I will be watching with great interest how the rest of the season goes. Title race just as tight as last week, so I don't think there's any point covering that. Something that did change is this race for top four.
Mm.
We had the biggest club in the world, biggest English club in the world, Manchester United, crumble in the 97th minute to
Oof.
Nottingham Forest.
Fulham.
Fulham, sorry. You know why I know it's Fulham? Because the great Alex Iwobi hit the dagger on him, man. The run from Traore before the goal was fantastic too. Uh,
Insane.
United had just equalized a couple minutes before, so it was truly the definition of a dagger. Very successful hate watch, if I do say so myself, but it had great implications for the
Dude, I was feeling good about my United push take I've had the last few weeks,
Yeah,
and
for
I
United.
just I just saw it go all the way in front of me, dude.
United got a United, man. They're now 3 points behind Spurs, and Spurs have a game in hand, and they are now 8 points behind Villa,
Oof.
who are still my pick to do it. Very convincing win from them. It's, I think these top 9 teams right now in Wolves, no one's been talking about Wolves. Wolves
Decent side for
are
real.
are
hmm
doing solid. You had West Ham today with Bowen getting a hat trick. You got Brighton, United, Spurs, and Villa. Those teams are problems, bro. They're not easy to play against.
They're
And
not having like the fall offs we kind of predicted.
yeah, bro.
hmm
Like they're staying like they'll lose a game here and there, but they're staying consistent, you know.
Yeah, I'm. The league's
But yeah,
getting better for it.
on United, dude, I think, and this is kind of speculation stuff, but I do think that this ownership will probably cut it short on Ten Hag in the summer.
You
I
You
think
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 so?
so?
I think with all the talk, I listened to a lot of that guy Ratcliffe's like interviews and stuff, and he seems like just intelligent. He seems like he wasn't
Dude,
saying too much. Like it was enough to be like, okay, at least he understands the football part of this. And I think with all the new hires they have, you want to reset on manager as well. That's just like my opinion. So there's no like rumors that he's gonna get fired, but like there's decent names being thrown out there. Like I like that guy from Sporting, that Amarim, I think there's enough like potential for them to put their imprint on this team with this new ownership, and I think they will move past Ten Hag. Just a shout.
No, for
I
sure, man. I think if the ownership is at least bit sensible, like they can
Mhm.
see like it's not going anywhere. Like there's no clear card to play. Like we don't see anybody like that passionate about Manchester United anymore. Like even though Ten Hag comes on and says the team morale is amazing, they're having great spirits in the club. It's just not evident in any way, shape, or form. Like
but and I'm supporting you on like there might be a change in leadership because even with the mess there, they have somehow found themselves in a position where they
mhm,
have three of the most exciting talents in Europe, I'd say, in Menu, Garnacho, and Hoyland, all
mhm,
super young,
Mhm.
all ready, in my opinion, to be built around. And
Mhm.
in that interview, bro, like it gave me shades of like when Klopp first joined Liverpool, when for in my experience, Arteta first joined Arsenal. Those first couple interviews, you just want to hear somebody talk sense, not say anything
Too ambitious or
unrealistic.
anything. Yeah.
Right. They're like facing problems head on. They're not like, like smelling the roses. They're admitting like, hey, we've messed up in the past. Things need to change. Like everything you want to hear as a fan is
mhm.
being said. And I don't know how you could look at Ten Hag and be like, that's going to be our
Yeah.
leader for this next era of Manchester United. And I really, bro, this
You just
might
you
end.
you you get the answer just by watching them because you can't. I'm not like saying like, oh, when they lose to
Hmm.
Fulham, it was because of injuries or anything. It's just general style of play.
They
Fulham
Yeah.
were
suck.
cutting through them with
Yeah,
ease. Like
bro.
every counter, like
I,
they had no possession, no control. It was crazy.
I'm not gonna get too loud because my club managed to secure 1 point out of 6 against Fulham this season. So
Yeah,
I'm a respectful, but you're right. Like, there's nothing inspiring about playing
yeah.
there, and it's like you don't want to waste those 3 guys you have, and there's like other talent around the squad.
No, they have match winners, man. They have clutch people. That's how they've kind of survived this
I don't
far.
think Rashford's story is done yet. I don't think he was
Hmm.
the player. He's the player he used to be, but like he's not
Yeah, I wouldn't give up on
horrible.
him either.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something to be salvaged there. To close this United topic and this podcast as a whole,
Hmm.
there's a match we've been looking forward to for quite some time that's now only a few days away. On Sunday, March the 3rd, Manchester City will host Manchester United.
Ooh.
Oh,
And
I didn't
this
know
is
that.
huge, not only for Ten Hag, not only for Manchester United, but the title race as a whole. Who do we have winning and what score line do we have?
I'll open it up. Is it at
It's
home for City?
it's a,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I got
But I don't
City,
think
dude.
that matters. I don't think
No,
that matters.
I think City win, and I'll give it a 2-0. 2-0 City.
Damn. Uh, I'm going for a tie. 1-1.
I'm gonna go
That's
for
a
a
good shot.
tie, 2-2.
Wow.
Hoyland is gonna score. I'll throw that in
Hoyland
there.
is
Dude,
not even
Hoyland's
gonna be
hurt,
fit.
dude. Hoyland's
Oh,
hurt.
what?
Yeah, he's not
Oh,
playing,
I'm
dog.
revising. I'm revising. I'm revising. City are winning.
They're about to cook you, dude.
3-0.
Hoyland's out, Luke Shaw's out, Lissandro's out.
I
Yeah,
knew
that's
Luke Shaw
right.
was out. When did Hoyland get hurt? He didn't get hurt in the game, did he?
Like three
No,
days
no.
ago.
3 days
Oh,
before
training.
training.
Yeah.
That'd be the
Nothing
worst.
I think it's like 3 weeks, but like with that club, like every guy goes out for three
Hey,
weeks
hey,
and then
Martial got something for us, man.
stop it.
Just wait on
He
it.
didn't even start the game, the Fulham game, right? Who played that Fulham
It
game?
was Garnacho,
Incarnate.
Rashford, and then Forson, some kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Some forcing kid.
Biggest indictment on Anthony's entire saga is that
Yeah,
Omari Forson was the starting right winger in that
Dude,
game.
he brought him on in the 99th minute. It was his birthday. It was
oh,
Anthony's birthday that day, bro.
dagger, bro,
I don't feel
dagger.
bad at all though. At
Yeah, that
all.
guy's
That guy
ass.
sucks. But yeah, that was episode 19. We hope you enjoyed.
Mm.
Last time we set a target of 100 followers. We've now smashed that. We're currently sitting on,
Yo.
I think, like 136. The kits aren't in yet, so I don't want to announce the giveaway because I don't have them to show you. But coming in the next couple weeks, hopefully. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Keep supporting. Our Instagram got deactivated. I messed up.
Oh,
But
Copyright infringement.
yeah, we'll talk later. We'll fix it later. Y'all weren't really watching on there anyway. The other platforms are still up. Continue to watch, continue to consume,
Check us
continue to hit the
out.
buttons. We will see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Peace. Peace.